Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here. In today's video, we're covering another huge Steam sale and 10 of the best games worth buying this week that all have an overwhelmingly positive or very positive rating, so let's get into it. The first game is Detroit Become Human. And this is a unique story-driven adventure that focuses on making key decisions that impact the story as a whole. And the game takes place in a futuristic Detroit where the world is filled with androids and they've really become fully integrated in every aspect of everyday life. And you'll follow the story of 3 different androids as they go throughout their daily lives and choose what actions they take that can really lead you down some crazy wild adventures and very tough decisions. The game has a lot of twists and turns, and it really keeps you on your toes. The graphics are phenomenal and really pulls you into the story as well. And I think if you like story-driven adventure games and a sci-fi theme, this one's definitely worth checking out. The next game is Slay the Spire. And Slay the Spire is an unbelievably addictive deck-building game where you control several heroes and they try and slay the spire, or basically climb a tower to defeat the monster at the very top. And so the game at its core is a roguelike deck-building turn-based RPG, and you'll choose one hero per run. And each one of these really has their own unique feel and play style and unique deck of cards. And you'll need to climb the tower and defeat many units, make different decisions, follow branching paths, which can help you find items, new cards, relics, and much more. And so as I mentioned, each hero really has their own unique feel and theme, where some of them will focus more on physical attacks. Another one of the heroes focuses more on poisoning enemies and slowly dealing damage over time that really stacks up. And another one really focuses on building up many different turns in a row so you can quickly unleash many different attacks to defeat your enemies. And over time, these heroes will get more powerful, adding more unique cards to their deck that further enhances their play style. And I feel like each run you'll get a different set of branching paths to choose from, different cards to upgrade your deck, and a variety of strategies you can utilize depending on which hero you choose and how you build your deck. It has a really high replay value. It's definitely fun to power up your heroes and unlock all these different card combinations throughout each run. And if you're a fan of deck building games and turn-based RPGs, this game's definitely a must play as well. The next game is Dying Light. Now, Dying Light is an intense first-person zombie-themed action RPG with a bit of an open world feel as you explore a massive city as a survivor that's been dropped into it in the middle of a zombie outbreak. And so your main goal is to recover some lost documents that have been taken by somewhat of a terrorist organization that's starting to control and take over the city. And you're faced with some tough choices to carry out your mission or to stick around as long as you can to help out the various survivors in the city. Another great element to the game is that it combines this action RPG element with parkour. And so you'll be running around the streets, diving over hoods of cars, scaling buildings, and jumping across rooftops. And another great element to the game is the fact that as you use your abilities, you improve them and make them more powerful. So again, you'll start off being able to jump over and scale small walls, but eventually you'll be scaling entire sides of buildings, climbing up multiple floors, scaling across rooftops, defeating hordes of zombies with ease. It also has an intense day-night cycle, where early on you'll be exploring the city throughout the day, where zombies are a bit slow and things are a little less intense. But then when it turns to nighttime, even more terrifying creatures emerge, and you'll be fleeing for your safety across the city, trying to find different safe houses, and be more stealthy if you hope to survive. It has a pretty robust main storyline, but there's all kinds of different side quests that you can take on as well. There's all kinds of hidden secrets throughout the city that you'll uncover. It's one of my favorite zombie games, and if you haven't played it yet, I definitely recommend it. The next game is Severed Steel. Now, this is a fast-paced first-person shooter that focuses on intense encounters and bullet time in a futuristic cyberpunk world. And you'll play as a young woman, Steel, after she's been in an intense accident where she loses her arm and ends up going on a quest of revenge against her former company and those that wronged her. And this game really blends parkour and some cool elements where you'll be sliding across floors, running on walls, and skillfully taking out enemies all across the board. And it definitely turns out to be a really cool experience. As I mentioned, it has some bullet time elements, so you can slow down time, allowing you to perform some crazy stunts, dodge bullets, and sneak up on enemies. Now, each level has different objectives like clearing all the enemies, reaching certain points, destroying specific elements, and much more. And so it keeps you on your toes throughout the game on what you have to do in every single area. And throughout the game, you'll also unlock an arm cannon, sort of like Mega Man or Samus from Metroid. And so that's really cool, where it has a bunch of different types of weapons and abilities you can equip to that, like blowing through walls and much more. There's all kinds of different weapon types that you can find as well, and this can alter your strategy on how you decide to clear the levels. And I think if you like fast-paced first-person shooters, you should check this one out as well. The next game is the Pac-Man Championship Edition DX+. And this is a revamp of the traditional Pac-Man formula that adds a lot of different new modes and gameplay elements to make it more fun and addictive as ever. And so some of the modern elements that have been added to the game are enhancements to the speed of the gameplay. So it's a lot more fast-paced. It adds a bunch of different new graphic modes and kind of base maps that you can explore and play in. And it also has elements of multiple different soundtracks instead of just the single song on repeat forever. And so it adds one unique spin as well, where instead of all the ghosts chasing you at once, there'll be sort of a line of ghosts that will be chasing you, and also several sleeping ghosts across the board. You'll actually need to run past them to awaken them, and they'll start in the chase at that point. And you'll need to strategically do this to get to the dots you're trying to consume, as often these ghosts will be blocking entry points to specific areas on the map. And it's really cool and satisfying to build a huge chain of ghosts to get your power pellet and then destroy them all in one swift move. Again, I think the enhancements to graphics, level design, this other unique twist with the ghosts, and the ability to choose the soundtrack really bring this gameplay to the next level. And if you like Pac-Man, I would recommend checking this one out as well. The next game is Warhammer 40k BoltGun. And this is more of a hybrid of an old school Doom-like first-person shooter and the Warhammer universe. And it really has the run and gun feel of classic Doom titles, where you'll be scrambling across the map at full speed, shooting enemies around every corner, and not really having the chance to sit still, otherwise you'll likely be destroyed. And so it really keeps you on edge throughout the game, but in a good way, as there's plenty of different guns to find, lots of different hidden secrets, and a really cool retro art style that has modern day controls and a great soundtrack and pacing to keep you going. It's not a massive game. It's probably going to take you around 6 to 10 hours, but there's plenty of difficulty levels to choose from, adding some more additional replay value to the game and really upping your challenge if you want. Again, I think if you like retro-inspired first-person shooters, this one's a must-play as well. The next game is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. And this game is a roguelike hack-and-slash dungeon crawler, very similar to games like Hades, but set in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. And so the base story of this game is Splinter has been kidnapped again by Shredder, and the Turtles must go on an adventure to try and rescue him. And so in this process, you'll need to fight your way through legions of the Foot Clan and take on many of the classic Ninja Turtle villains. And along the way, you'll be earning resources that you can use to upgrade your characters, adding new abilities and enhancing their skills. And in classic roguelike fashion, you'll only be able to get so far each run, where you'll end up dying and needing to go back to the base to recover. And in that process, you can continue to upgrade your abilities to get further progress on each run. Now, each turtle does have their own unique play style and feel to them and set of abilities, so this adds another level of variety to the game. But on top of that, it also has the element of local co-op for up to 4 players, which is another cool aspect where you can play this together with a friend to get through some of the challenging areas throughout the game if you want. I think if you like hack and slash dungeon crawlers and are a fan of the Ninja Turtles, this game's a must play as well. The next game is Darkest Dungeon. And this is an intensely challenging roguelike turn-based RPG dungeon crawler. And you'll play as a hero who has inherited a mansion from his ancestors, but learned that the ancestors were up to some shady things and ended up unleashing some unspeakable horrors in hopes of gaining wealth and power. And now it's up to you as the new owner of this mansion to assemble a team of heroes to clear things out and get rid of this curse that is destroying the land. And so for me, this is definitely one of the hardest RPGs I've played before, but also thankfully it's really addictive, and death is really around every corner. In fact, many of your heroes can even die of fright in battle through having a heart attack by being so scared. So it's kind of a unique element to the game as well. But again, it does have that roguelike element, so many of your team and party will die over time, but you do have some permanent progress boosts by building out your town around the mansion, which can help you power up your heroes more effectively and improve their skills and provide better items and relics to help you through each run. And each dungeon definitely has some planning elements involved with it, where you'll need to bring supplies to help you along the way. Things like lighting torches, bringing food and water, and other items to help you survive the treacherous dungeons as you explore. The gameplay loop is definitely really fun, but as I mentioned, it is quite challenging, so parts could certainly be frustrating. But if you like a challenge and addictive turn-based RPGs, I definitely recommend this one as well. The next game is Tainted Grail Conquest. And this game is a roguelike deck-building RPG that takes place in a dark fantasy world, and you'll play as a hero who must rebuild your village after a cursed fog has corrupted the land and is turning the people across the land into monsters and causing madness throughout the world. And so your goal is to put a stop to this threat and save the world. Now, first and foremost, I'd say that this game has incredible replay value, as there's so many elements that can add to the uniqueness of each run and every time you play. So for example, there's 9 character classes to choose from, over 450 different card types you can unlock, hundreds of skills, all kinds of elements that you can master, and much more. On top of that, there's so many different combinations of cards that you can find and strategies you can utilize throughout each run, and different paths that you can take and different unique builds that you can choose to develop your character into, which again further adds to the replay value. On top of that, all of the characters really have a unique feel and different play style to them. So it's definitely not like you're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. There's all kinds of different character types like warriors, summoners, spellcasters, and much more. And so you'll be unlocking these throughout the game and leveling them up. There's also all kinds of different branching paths and environments to explore. So some of the times you'll be running into NPCs, finding out different lore of the game. Other times you'll be getting new items, upgrades to your cards, and much more. And so again, I think if you like addictive, roguelike, turn-based RPGs with a deck-building flair, this one's a must-play as well. The final game on today's list is Evil Tonight. Now this is a retro-inspired survival horror game that's similar to the classic Resident Evil titles, but has really been built from the ground up on more of a 16-bit system, something like the Super Nintendo or the Game Boy Advance. And so throughout this game, you'll be playing as Sylvia, a medium, who goes on some mysterious adventures, and this time, she'll be investigating an old abandoned performing arts school. And throughout this process, she gets sucked into another dimension that's filled with demons and horrors of all kinds. And so you'll need to find a way to escape this other dimension and unravel the mystery of this performing arts school before it's too late. And so I'll say the game does have a retro feel, but it also controls incredibly well. And I'll say since its graphics are more pixelated and 16-bit, it's not the scariest game out there, but it does feel pretty intense as well because you have limited resources, enemies are quite challenging, and health items and ammo are very sparse throughout the game, making it feel quite intense. I think a lot of the puzzles are quite challenging as well. And again, it does have that old school survival horror feel where certain areas of the school will be locked up and you'll need to explore and find new items and creative ways to progress throughout the school and find your way out and escape the crazy demons. There's a lot of cool puzzles to find along the way and a lot of unique ways to work your way through them and to explore the rest of the school and figure out how you can get out of this other dimension and return home. But again, I think if you like classic survival horror titles, this one's a must play as well. But again, that wraps up our list of this latest Steam sale and the 10 best games worth buying this week. But let us know in the comments below, are there any great games we missed in this sale? Are there some others you're going to be picking up now that you've seen this list? Have you played any of these games I talked about? Are you going to pick any up now that you know that they're on sale? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. And another really cool way you can help support the channel is we actually partnered with a company, Geek Crate, that puts together various bundles. So whether you like things like Harry Potter, Pokemon, Naruto, Marvel, and more, they've got different bundles for everything. They have a subscription service you can take advantage of, or buy just one-time bundle packs of various items. And so if you did want to check that out and help support the channel, head to nerdproblemsgaming.com/Geek Crate, and you'll actually get 15% off your order and help support our channel at the same time. So if you want to take advantage of that cool discount, be sure to head there as well. And if you like videos like this on video games, board games, and everything nerdy, check out one of our other videos here. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.